sitting in my car on a stormy night. Just recently started this job. I'm a so-called security guard. Though I'm not really securing anything, nor am I guarding anything. I'm simply a human body, a human presence, in theory to prevent people from stealing anything here in this overflow lot where they park trailers full of pallets, some to be picked up, some to be dropped off for Costco to use. I'm here because I haven't worked for quite some time. I have a natural tendency to avoid working, yet I have no desire to do anything else in the meantime. I simply spend a majority of my time doing as close to nothing as you can truly do. There's no such thing as doing nothing. Even if you're simply laying in bed all day, that's still doing something. I don't want to get too philosophical here. I don't want to get bogged down striking bedrock with the pick of stupid semantics. You know, how can nothing truly exist because nothing is something? But I'll just be scrolling on 4chan, on Reddit, anything I can scroll, looking at the same posts, refreshing my screen 20 minutes later after scrolling for those 20 minutes, expecting something new, something interesting, something to have changed. Scrolling another 20 minutes, seeing if anything truly did change, or if anything is truly new or interesting, only to realize it's all the same posts. Maybe one or two have changed positions due to their popularity, or when they were last commented on. But I'm simply wasting time. That is as close to nothing as you can do, at least as a millennial growing up with a phone. It's almost more productive to have simply been laying in bed staring at the ceiling, because at least then you are alone with your thoughts. At least then you are forced to stimulate yourself with your own imagination, or at the very least your own emotion. Most likely it would be negative emotions, which aren't healthy, but frankly, those negative emotions, to be experiencing them and to be entertaining yourself with those negative emotions, is still more stimulating than mindlessly scrolling. At the very least, you are developing your attunement to those emotions. Whereas when you are mindlessly scrolling, you're constantly flooded with a menial amount, the most possible, the minimal amount of stimulation to keep yourself scrolling, yet to not stimulate any kind of thought or brain activity. Maybe on occasion you'll get a small chuckle or a small connection to some story or some video that you see. But even then, for the most part, you can only survive 9-second clips at a time, or 2 sentences at a time, before you decide, TLDR, bitch. Too fucking long for me. I ain't gonna read that shit. I'm not gonna watch a 30-second fucking long video. That's way too long. No, you gotta give it to me now. If you want me to watch your stupid fucking video, it better get right to the point. Otherwise, why the hell am I here? I can just scroll. I can keep scrolling. You know, I'd rather scroll through 10 completely non-interesting, menial bullshit posts rather than watch your 30-second long video. You know, even if it's you're saving a cat from a well. And at the very least, even though I've seen that video 1,000 times, or at least 1,000 videos like it, at the very least stimulating an emotional response from me. You know, I'm watching that cat be saved. I'm happy for that cat, and I'm proud of the people who saved them. Perhaps I'm even jealous of the people who saved them, because they saw an opportunity, and they put the effort in, and they benefited a living being, you know. They didn't save the world. They didn't even save a person. They just made themselves, especially, and other people feel good about themselves, you know. People are good. Humanity is good. We save cats. At least some of us do. I wish that I had a cat to save. But I've never seen a cat that needed saving. And even if I did, who's to say that I would actually put the effort into it? You know, some of these people are in truly perilous situations and truly put their lives at risk to save this fucking cat or goat or cow or moose or whatever it is. You know, some of them are in the middle of a torrent of water, in the middle of a flash flood, or fallen through a frozen lake. And these people crawl in with a team. You know, they have ropes, they have picks. They lasso the fucking moose around its... I'm not even sure what they're called, horn things. And they pull that moose out, you know, or they pick a pathway through the ice so that the moose can be dragged, swimming, frozen and exhausted through the water, all the way until it reaches land and can stumble onto land, shake off all the ice from its fur, shake off the frigid hypothermia that it's experiencing before it takes a 2-second long glance at the humans, seemingly thoughtlessly and with no feeling, at the humans who saved it, before it just jumps off into the wilderness to live the rest of its life, however long it may be. Perhaps even 5 minutes later, only to sprint off back over the ice to fall back in. But we don't see that happen, and instead we see in those 2 soulless seconds the moose staring at us staring at the moose. It's not feeling anything, it's just confused and staring at some creatures who threw a rope around its head, confused. It's staring at us. And in those 2 seconds, we feel self-actualized. In those 2 seconds, staring into its eyes, we see everything that is right with humanity. Despite that, looking back at us is nothing, but we're blind to that nothingness. And simply we see reflecting our own goodness. And we are good in those moments. Even if we're only good in those moments for the recognition of other people, you know. It's better to be good in vain or for vanity than it is to be nothing for nobody. And that's where I feel like I am. I'm so often doing nothing. But at the very least, I finally accepted a job where I'm doing nothing for the benefit of myself and those around me. I won't be a drag on them financially, because at least I am producing something, as marginal as my wages may be. At least I'm producing something, sitting here alone for hours on end in my car on a stormy night. But hey, the rain has ended, at least for the next 5 minutes. Maybe I can go on a short walk. Let's see. This is my life now. This is me doing good for myself. This is me being a productive member of society.